Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Bobby Borg and I'm here to help you turn your art into a more successful business. And we are talking about music marketing for the DIY musician, creating and executing a plan of attack on a low budget. And we are actually looking right now at chapter 10 on page 101. We're actually going to now talk about taking the brand identity and in both your company and product, and we're now going to make that a reality. So the metaphor I have is this. An architect sketches out an idea about how he wants his house to look or how she wants her house to look. And then now it's time to build it. So now we have to decide on a number of things. Like, so for example, who is going to be the producers that record this? In what studios are we going to record it? Who are going to be the people that are going to co-write with us? Who are going to be the people that actually make our merch? Who are the people that are going to help us do our sound and lights for our live performance sets? Who are the musicians that are going to play on those sets? All very, very important decisions. Now, some of these things we can do in-house. In other words, we can record our own records. We can maybe play on stage by ourselves, right? And we can do loop pedals and that types of things. And in some cases, we need to outsource. We need to find out who the manufacturers are, who the producers, who the mixers, who the masters are, who the musicians are going to be, and so on and so forth. And these are all decisions that you have to make in your planning. I mean, it's not like all of a sudden these people are just going to appear, right? So you have to plan ahead. In many cases, because a lot of these people are not going to be available when you're ready for them, right? It's not like you're going to snap your fingers and the producer is going to be there and ready. They might be working on other projects. And that's why you have to plan all these things out, okay? Now, there's a couple steps that are involved in actually turning your brand from an idea into a reality and finalizing your products and services with the marketplace. And let's look at those. But first, I just want to make sure that you have all your products in place. And I want to actually ask you guys to refer to a page in the book on 101 and 102, where I talk about product innovation and creativity, okay? The idea is to actually look at your products and ask yourself, are you getting the most mileage from that product? Is there a way that maybe you can expand and build upon it a little bit? So let's take a song, for instance, okay? A song can be recorded and simply released as a single, right? We're all familiar with that. Now, if you remix that song and you take the lyrics away, now it's an instrumental version that can be licensed for film and TV. If you re-record that song live, now it can be the live version of the song. If you record it acoustically, now it can be the unplugged version. If you sing it in another language, now it can be the translation version, suitable for new markets. If you remix it with the guest DJ, now it can be the electronic dance version. If you offer the recorded stems, the individual tracks, as sort of an interactive product when releasing your record to fans, now they can actually remix it and share it with fans. Furthermore, if you allow the song to be experienced, heard, critiqued in real time during the writing and production phase, now it could be some sort of exclusive content perk. You see where I'm going with this? If you take the lyrics from one of the songs and you put it on a t-shirt, now you can actually create another product, right? If you take the music and you transcribe it into sheet music, now it can be another product. It's really quite amazing. I remember one time when I was making my record and I had some drumsticks and some broken drum heads and I was getting ready to throw them away. And my manager said, "What are you doing with that?" He goes, "Let's take that and let's turn that into a product. Let's take it and let's frame your drum head, sign it, put the drumstick underneath it, and put like a backstage pass with it, and we'll sell them as an exclusive item to the fans, and they'll die for it. They'll love it." So always think about how you can expand your product line, especially in this day and age where people aren't buying music anymore, okay? So really be very, very creative with that, okay? Then the next stage in this development is to really ask yourself, how are you going to get things made? You want to look at specific companies, like specific studios, specific producers, specific musicians, manufacturers, and so on and so forth. You want to plan this all out. So again, it's not just something that sort of, you're freaking out when all of a sudden your record comes out and you're trying to get this stuff all done. You have to plan ahead. All right. Now, the next phase in product development is also something else that a lot of people don't consider, and this is customer service. Because customer service is a big part of your product. In other words, you don't just go to that corner restaurant and get a hamburger because the hamburger is good, right? Because otherwise the waitress can throw it at you and you go pick it up on the floor and go, "I'm not, this is so good," right? You go because of the customer service. You also go because of the ambience. You go because of how polite the people are, how clean it is, or the vibe of the restaurant. So this is something very, very important to understand. And you have to create a customer service policy for your actual fans as well. How are you going to treat them after a show? Are you going to spend time to shake their hands and sign autographs? If they do actually order your CD, let's just say, for example, from your website, are you going to make sure that it's sent out immediately? And you're going to make sure that the packaging is really beautiful. And then you're going to actually write an email or a letter to them afterwards, or call them to ask them whether or not they got it and what they think of it, and if there's anything else that you can do. Or are you going to actually announce their birthday maybe and send them a birthday card? This is all customer service that helps you build a stronger relationship with your fans. And it's very, very, very important. So what you want to do is you want to first think about your products, whether or not you're going to in-house or outsource. You want to think of ways to innovate and expand your product line, and then you want to make sure to have a great customer service policy in place. My name is Bobby Borg, and remember, I'm here to help you turn your art into a more successful business. The next thing we're now going to talk about is pricing your products and services. So definitely hang in there, come back, and we will talk about that.